Good morning, everybody. Let's have a look at some of these charts. I made no video yesterday. It was Father's Day in the UK, so I did other stuff. And also, Sundays are, if there's going to be any day where you don't make a video or don't trade, it's usually going to be Sunday. Whatever happens in the morning is usually given up by the end of the day. Kind of see that here. So we've had a bit of a slight creep up from Bitcoin. Moved above that Bollinger Band Center on the 4-hourly, only to sort of be greeted by two death crosses, which we haven't yet touched. Moved all the way up to 67,000 flat, and then kapow overnight. So it's standard stuff really, and again, these are just tiny moves. There's really nothing to it. That, even that dump, if you want to call it that, a pullback, it's only 1.2%. Not much trading going on here. So what we can see, if we just zoom out, is that we're still getting supported again from that area that we hit on the major move down. That huge horizontal support that comes in more or less at the candle body all-time highs of the previous cycle, all the way at 65,200. It's also a 10 exponential, which is still managing to held last week, still holding this week, and the 20 simple is sitting just below it at 64,000. 21 exponential on the weekly is 61,400. These are major areas if these get hit. This one, especially this one. Now, being above them is bullish, being below them is bearish. You just got to remember that. So we're still above them. In fact, we're above the 10 exponential. When it comes to trend, we're above every single moving average on this weekly. The weekly is positioned in a very bullish way, but it's a weekly. And I understand how that can upset many people, because it means it's not likely going to move massively immediately as a result of charting out that particular time frame. Same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum's just as good, if not better. So Ethereum weekly, bang, up, down, up, all the way above all moving averages. Momentum's slowing down. Certainly the volume is, if you look at the money flow index. But if we go over to the daily, it's better than Bitcoin's really on the daily. And we've only just lost this Bollinger Band Center, so that means if we just can recover it, things will start getting really good for Ethereum, and that price would be, we'll call it 3,700. Wow, I remember in the previous cycle when Bitcoin was at 3,700, I remember buying Bitcoin around 3,700. Still hold quite a lot of Bitcoins from that 3,700 zone. I mean, it's just an anecdotal thing, but who would have thought it, eh? Who would have thought it? When people say, I wish I could go back in time and buy Bitcoin when it was 3,700. Well, maybe you can. Just don't call it Bitcoin, call it Ethereum maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let's start looking at the shorter term time frames on Ethereum, which is quite good. It's quite good. It's avoided the death cross. We're above most moving averages, getting support on the 10 exponential, crossed up above the 0 point on the MACD. We had the bullish divergence, which appears to be playing out exactly from point. So to be honest with you, there's evidence here that Ethereum is going to continue to move up, and Bitcoin can go sideways if it wants. If Bitcoin goes down, Ethereum is going to go down. If Bitcoin stays here or goes higher, Ethereum is going to go higher. And the kicker for us here is going to be this brewing, simmering Ichimoku cloud. So we've got a green portion here. We want to see the price get above the cloud. We've already got the conversion baseline cross, and then our squiggly little cheeky span is sitting here. That needs to close above the cloud. So we're talking 4-hourly closures above 3,750 over the next couple of days, and then we can shave $100 off that, probably the next 36 hours. If we get closures above 3,650, then we're good to go. Should be ready for a pump, and if that's the pump that we're going to get at this level, we'll probably be looking to see us move all the way back up to where we lost, 3,900, and maybe even a bit higher than that. So actually Ethereum looks quite good. So we'll finish off with a little view on the dominance chart, considering that Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't working perfectly together. Bitcoin dominance. So we've seen a bit of a pullback on this one, down towards a golden cross on the 4-hourly. Okay, so you would imagine a bounce around there. We're getting a bounce on currently on the 21 exponential. So again, this doesn't bode well, particularly for altcoins actually. So as much as we've sort of gone through what we've thought about now with Ethereum. The dominance chart looks like it wants to, say, well, see all that analysis that you just provided on Ethereum? Don't believe it. So you got to take everything with a pinch of salt, I suppose, when you see this, because this is a continuous, everlasting, consistent uptrend, which is only going from strength to strength to strength to strength. No real signs of weakness outside of this one drive of bearish divergence that was seen, and you could probably make the case that it probably doesn't mean anything either. So I'll be looking at probably the dominance chart to continue to creep up. But I'm still hopeful for Ethereum. So I know that this is Monday morning. It's like super early over here. It's like 6:45. So there's a lot to happen throughout this day. I mean, this day has barely begun. The milkman's not even arrived. So all I'm telling you now is this is what it looks like right now. If you're looking for the pump signal, you want to play the pump signal, remember to play the pump signal if it happens. Don't play it before it happens, because it's not a pump signal, is it? It's not a signal at all. So remember that. Remember I'm saying, yeah, Ethereum looks good. It actually does look quite good. But if you want to try and play a signal, you must wait for the signal to be generated. And that signal is not yet generated. It gets generated at a higher level. Let's just have a little think, because I imagine most of you are going to be tucked up in bed at the moment, because no one has got kids like mine that crawl out of bed and jump all over you about before 6. So I would imagine most of you are still fast asleep. So let's have a look at the 1 hour to see what that looks like. So, and again, this is only so I can kind of try and predict the price action for when you're drinking your tea in the morning. So, excuse me. It does look actually okay on the 1 hourly. We did have the pump signal on the 1 hourly that was generated at 3,550, and it took us all the way up to 3. Right, so it's a $100 move. It's a 1 hourly. What you gonna expect from that? So from here we have pulled back and we're below most moving averages. If we don't get support around 3,550, we'll call it, and we'll probably go down. But at the moment, it's technically still a trending move. We'll just take one look at the 12 hourly, then I'll let you all finish buttering your toast. So the 1 hourly, the 12 hourly looks quite good. Fresh cross on the MACD. I like it. So I think that there is a chance that we do find another a bottom or just a ever so subtle higher low, based on what we see. Maybe 3,425. The 200 simple moving average. I think Ethereum is positioned in a way currently to suggest that it tries to actually go up, believe it or not. And maybe even beyond its most recent local high, maybe push towards 4,000 this week. Now the only problem obviously is if Bitcoin loses this area, we do have these two increments below us where we should find support. And again, I am looking for support around here. So the first move down is a whopping 3.9%. And the final destination is 7% from this exact price action. Each one of these would require a buy the dip across whatever altcoin you feel the most comfortable in buying. This is why we do the Patreon live streams. You bring your charts to me, I'll let you know what I think of them. The market works as one giant big financial machine governed by Bitcoin's price action. So I believe that dips should be thought about in terms of Bitcoin as the major indicator. I've already suggested that Ethereum has a good looking chart. If Bitcoin stays still, if Bitcoin comes down, then obviously Ethereum will come down. But if Bitcoin finds support around here, here or here, I believe the market will find support around here, here and here. Now because Bitcoin is the more bullish chart, probably see Bitcoin recover well, but that doesn't mean that you haven't scraped out a significant place in a portfolio for one of those altcoins that you've been keeping your eye on. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Hopefully that makes some form of sense to you. I'm not massively bearish on this market, far from it. I'm looking at all of these dips now as a major opportunity for what I consider to be building a portfolio that's going to last me for the next 12 to perhaps maybe 18 months at best. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Nothing much more to say. It's quite a long video. Take it easy.